Hi, I'm Justin Pritchard, and this is the Volkswagen Jetta TDI. Now, if you don't like shoveling your hard-earned money into the cash registers at local gas stations, it's a car you need to test drive.
As a TDI, this Jetta has a turbo diesel engine just like a train or transport truck. Diesel fuel has about 30% more energy per unit than gasoline, so by their very nature, diesel engines need less fuel to create heaps of torque, which is good for moving stuff. That's why in a car this small, you only need to use a little diesel engine. With just 4 cylinders and a small turbocharger, Jetta TDI drivers get pleasing torque-rich performance and plenty of miles per gallon. This 2-liter engine makes 140 horsepower and a very robust 236 pounds of torque, which is on par with a much larger power plant. It might redline at 5,000 RPM, but the TDI engine has a power band that's meatier than a bag full of Baconators. And running a diesel-powered car like this one makes a lot of sense if you aren't quite sold on a hybrid. What's the consequence if the drive motor conks out after your hybrid is out of warranty? What if the complicated wiring gets frazzled as the car ages? Will that hybrid drive battery do its job when you return to the park and fly after 2 weeks in late February with a suitcase full of Dominican rum? None of these concerns are faced by TDI owners. See, Volkswagen was building affordable diesel-powered cars decades before anyone coined the term hybrid. That shows here, big time. Diesel engines back in the day used to be about as clean and pleasant smelling as a dirty ashtray. Today, advanced particulate filtration, cutting-edge piezoelectronic injectors, and other technologies team up to help make this one run clean as a whistle. There's no smoke, no smell, and no soot. It's also refined and quiet and smooth as glass. The engine transmits virtually no vibration into the cabin. It's almost noiseless, and with Volkswagen's high-efficiency dual-clutch direct shift gearbox, or DSG, on gear change duty, this thing shifts precisely at lightning speed and so smoothly you'd never feel a thing. Incidentally, Automobile Journalists Association of Canada, or AJAC members, myself included, gave the Jetta TDI the highest points in its category for drivetrain refinement in a comparison test when this model originally launched. It was the only diesel-powered model in its class. And with all that torque, it rips along something fierce when you give it the boots. Really, where fuel mileage, refinement, and performance are concerned, the Jetta TDI just nails it. During a week in the test drive, watched with delight as my fuel gauge barely moved. It was nearly 180 kilometers before the tank came off the full, and with over 500 clicks, I still had half a tank left. It took nearly 700 before dropping under a quarter, and I filled it up from there with 48 liters of fuel. My test average landed at 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers. With plenty of city driving, high-speed highway cruising, and my lead foot, that isn't bad at all. Extra points for the comfy heated leather seats, potent Fender audio system with Bluetooth media streaming for your tunes, and fantastic headlight performance at night. There's navigation so you don't get lost on a road trip, roominess for 4 adults is adequate, the trunk is generous, and there's plenty of at-hand storage too. Ride and handling are nicely dialed in, namely responsive and sporty and comfortable and refined and fairly quiet all at the same time. End of the day, this thing's got the powertrain, steering, ride, and suspension set up beautifully, but it's not entirely perfect.
Overall, this Jetta TDI's got a lot going for it, but it is letting me down a little bit in one area. That's the cabin. Jettas used to be this kind of poor man's BMW. They had a rich German luxury car feel to them. Now, because Volkswagen's kind of brought it down a price point, it's a little bit cheaper inside. You've got this hard touch plastic everywhere. It's put together nicely, but it sort of lets you down a little bit when you touch it. On top of that, the climate control fan, well, it sounds like an F5 Tornado.
The cheap interior bits are far from a deal breaker though. Ultimately, the Jetta TDI is sensible and simple and comfortable and unique, and travels great distances with small amounts of fuel. And what Canadian shopper doesn't want all of that? And since it's available in more variations and with more add-ons than your favorite fast food burger, it's easy to create a Jetta TDI that's exactly right for your family. You can even get a station wagon. So if you're in the market for an upscale, slightly sporty, very thrifty, and highly refined fuel miser, be sure to give the Jetta TDI a whirl alongside the Chevrolet Cruze Eco, Mazda 3 Skyactiv, and Hyundai Sonata Blue Drive. Thanks for watching.